On to history. I would like to continue with the program today. The opening, it will be an opening remark by myself. After that, no, the opening remark by Dr. Ryan Dawn, I'm sorry. Next to that will be the biography of each award student. Each student will be awarded a doctorate degree by International American University, which Dr. Ryan Dawn is the director. Follow will be the award ceremony of the doctor degree to all students. Also, after receive the award, doctor degree award to each student will make a short speech to indicate their appreciation. The closing remark also by Dr. Ryan Dawn, and after that will be a very traditional Chanh close ceremony to all the the new doctor student. To start, I would like to ask Dr. Ryan Dawn to step on the podium for the opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to be here. My name is Ryan Dawn, Vietnamese American. I live here in Santa Ana, not too far away. So my home and my heart is very close here to Little Saigon. It's my pleasure today to represent International American University here at this ceremony. International American University is a school that focuses on international students. We help educate them and lead them to their career and their life here in the U.S. And I'm going to introduce you my colleague, Dr. Richard Gare, President and Dean of Academics of International American University. Dr. Richard Gare has his PhD from Capella University, an MBA, an MPA, and a bachelor's degree in general studies. He is very familiar with Vietnam. He was a pilot, a jet fighter pilot during the Vietnam War, as he was fighting for Vietnam and its freedom. Dr. Richard Gare has been a colleague of mine for well over 5 years, and he leads the school on many of its academic challenges and milestones. So Dr. Richard Gare, if you'd like to come this way, please. I would like to return the microphone back to the introduction of the gallery.
Thank you, Dr. Please be seated. Thank you, Dr. Ryan Dawn. First, I would like to briefly introduce the biography of each doctorate, the award student, our future doctorate student. First, I would like to introduce the biography of Her Excellency Princess Marie Amour Torres. Is the founder and president of the We Care for Humanity, a non-profit organization promoting universal humanitarianism and provide education, help, and empower to the underprivileged and underserved women and children using various global novel collaborations and projects, and the creator and chairwoman of the GOD Award. Her affiliation with the highly recognized organizations, dignitarians, royal, nobility, and head of state attribute her as the seasoned diplomat and ambassador of goodwill worldwide. Princess Marimo, please stand up and please give a very warm welcome. Next, I would like to invite former President of Republic of Ecuador. Please come in. Her Excellency Rosalia Ortega is the former President, former Vice President of Republic of Ecuador. She already the holder of a doctorate degree in jurisprudence and lawyer. Graduate student of the School of Journalism and has a master degree in anthropology. She has been General Secretary, Amazon Cooperation Treaty Organization, ACTO, Minister of Education, Culture and Sport, member of the Board of Directors of CADI Ergonomic Tropical Center of Investigation and Education in Costa Rica, President of the Latin America Foundation for the Integration and Development, FIDAL, and President Executive of Atera Serrano Productions. Your Honorable, Madam former President, please stand up and please give her a very welcome. Next, I would like to introduce one of the doctorate degree, Mr. Nguyen Chanh. Please, Mr. Chanh, please enter the Mr. Nguyen, also known as Tony Nguyen, is a lifelong humanity activist. He devoted his life for well-being of Vietnamese displacement overseas and in Vietnam. He devoted his life for the effort of searching and gaining humanitarian and freedom for underprivileged and underserved. For that reason, we consider as a candidate to be awarded doctorate degree today by International American University. Finally, I would like to introduce to the chamber His Excellency Khalil Raj, the former Prime Minister of Nepal. Please enter. His Excellency Khalil Raj, Remy? Yeah. Thank you. Is the former Prime Minister of Nepal. He also served as Chairman of Council of Ministers and Chief Justice of Nepal. Khalil Raj Remy was the factor Prime Minister of Nepal. Remy has served as Chief Justice of Nepal. Remy has served as Chief Justice of Nepal since 2011, 2014, and have been appointed by President Ram Baran Jadot after the expiry of the term of his predecessor, Chief Justice Ram Prasad Srivastava. In 2013, the main political party agreed to install Remy as Chairman of Cabinet on a short-term basis to oversee the election. He was sworn in on March 14, 2013 by President Jadot. Your Honorable, please stand up and please give him a very, very welcome. That concludes the introduction of the biography and achievement of all the four award students. Following, I would like to ask each future doctorate to be prepared for a short personal speech. First, I would like to invite Princess Maria Moore Torres, please.
Xin chào. I would like to begin my speech by asking all of you, how important is education? How come we fight for education every single day? Because as we fight for education, we fight for the very thing that causes us despair, and what divides among nations. And above all, we dream of education so that we can build a better future for the next generation to enjoy. Not everyone realizes how essential education is to human life. Everything in life is education. Learning from school, learning from experiences, learning to bring purpose in life and to humanity. I feel like I'm on that stage right now, where every day, every single moment is an opportunity to learn something new. And I'm very, very blessed that I'm able to use this education to create something or to impact the world for a better future. And that is why I always remember why I founded the organization We Care for Humanity to begin with. It brings me tears most of the time because I have witnessed how it is to live in a third world country. As you know, I'm from the Philippines. And also, I have traveled a lot and visited so many underdeveloped nations. I saw how rampant poverty is. Seeing that opened my eye and made me realize I have to do something to that situation. This is what education does to us. Not only to think about what to do, but to be able to implement our thoughts. A part of We Care for Humanity's mission is to create more educational opportunities for the youth, to help eradicate poverty and allow humanity to prevail around the world. Why did I say that? Because knowing is one thing and caring is another thing. If we combine the two, we already created a world of harmony and already saved 100 people instead of saving one. This is what humanity is all about. We Care for Humanity's vision is to build communities worldwide and to educate people to help them live life harmoniously and sustainably until a culture of humanity becomes known. This will be We Care for Humanity's legacy to all people across the globe, especially the impoverished people of today. Tomorrow is another day. As they will enjoy the seeds of We Care for Humanity is planting every day, and this is something they can pass on generation to generation. I give credit to my brother Tony Nguyen, or Mr. Chanh Nguyen, because he always believed in me and my abilities and supported my advocacies throughout all these years. and to International American University, to our dean over here. I am deeply honored for this honorary gift of doctorate degree. The gift will allow me to impart my knowledge and cares to the society, to the world, especially for those who need it most. And above all, I thank God for wonderful people like Tony and the IAU as an institution for blessing me this gift so that I can be blessing to others through my missions. I also would like to acknowledge my dear friends, my co-honorees, and I'm very, very honored that I am in line with them today as an honoree to Brother Tony, Her Excellency Rosalia Ortega, His Excellency Gilbert Regni, for taking time and for accepting this award in behalf of the IAU and the Vietnamese National Council. We thank all of you. Thank you so much. Come on.
Thank you, Princess Maria Moore Torres. Next, I would like to ask for the next candidate for Honorable Doctor, Madame Rosella, former President of Republic of Ecuador. Please step on.
Thank you. Honorable Dean of International American University, all the dignitaries of this university, dear honorees that share with me this big and important moment, all the community here, the masters, and honorables people that are here, dear ladies and gentlemen. I want to share with you some thoughts that I recently talked in a talk that I have last October at Oxford University, and one of the oldest universities of the world. And I want to share some ideas about communication of the future and the future of human identity, and especially talk about human uncertainties. Probably it's an issue that most of all have thought about what's the future of humanity, what is our role on the universe. I confess, I'm like a little girl with a new toy every time I face or find out about inventions and discoveries that come around with the speed of vertigo and show us the power and drive of the human brain, an organ that has been able to create machines that potentiate those capacities at such level that we are now used to hear about artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and the interrelationship that exists between people and objects. An emotion not exempt of certain fears that have to do with my own capacity of handling these devices, the longing of deciphering and interpret the codes behind them, or being instructed by those who show greater knowledge or ability, always younger, imbued of that security given that they are digital natives. We are not, most of us, we are not digital natives. Gordon Moore, co-founder of Intel, and I had the opportunity to work a little bit with his organization that works at the Amazon basin, said, and this hasn't been denied even when 5 decades have already passed, that the number of transistors per surface unit in integrated circuits doubles every 24 months, and that this tendency will continue. Even though this is not a scientific law, it gives us a measure of the advance of technology and the perspective of the scientific progress in the world. For this reason, some rapidly have established that knowledge in general doubles every 2 years. years, putting in exponential numbers the creative capacities of a human being. This leaves us the certain and terrifying perspective that we are always on a real race with time, giving advantages to those who dominate numbers, physics, chemistry, the quantum, mechatronics, and an infinity of science and non-stopping multiplying applications. Without arguing these theories and affirmations, what we can say is that each individual personal experience demonstrates us that the world that we live is changing rapidly, and what constitutes as cutting-edge technology at a certain point is no longer considered as in the next one, and each time the obsolescence of machines, equipment, and technology is more evident and quick. If everything changed, if what we knew yesterday is no longer today and will not be tomorrow, the question comes from which are the certainties, on what foundations we elaborate our thesis and even more our life. If, as we know, an uncertain world is what predominates, leaving us doubtful, feeling the floor trembling underneath us like moving sands and swamps on which we don't know where to put our feet on or how to make the next step, to jump or stay meditating, to look for help, to overcome the obstacles, or face it ourselves. These are those who affirm that the only thing secure and assured is the uncertain world. The only certainty is uncertainty, which forwards us to a kind of word game of contraries that inflect with great practicality. Fear of collapse, as Northern American geographer Jared Diamond called it one of his most famous and advertised books, is growing, even more when we face the climate change reports published by scholars and thinkers, most of them of the IPCC. On his book, Jared Diamond refers us to isolation theory and excessive consumption of an island that exhausts its resources and watches how life and vegetation extinguishes. And he assimilates an island to our planet, because we think the planet is an island in the middle of the universe. What happens if we extinguish everything? If you consume all that we have, like it happens in the island of Easter and the mythical Rapa Nui in Polynesia, that's in front of the coasts of Chile in Latin America. They ended everything because they wanted to build big statues, and they ended with all the wooden and the surrounders. And they finally died. They extinguished everything. We are until now alone on the universe. What happens if we extinguish everything? We are not going to have help from others' part. Because if in Vietnam, for example, we don't have some material, we can borrow or we can buy from the other countries. But what happens if every country extinguishes everything? What is our future? I invite you to think about that. That's an uncertainty, and we have to look forward how to deal with that with our brain, but also with our spiritual schedules. To think about values, to think about ethical issues. That's the thing that I want to bring it today, because I know how spiritual is the society here in this little Saigon, in this Orange County, with a lot of people that came from Asia that have different values, but all of us are human beings. What we can do to take care of our environment, to take care of Mother Earth, it's compulsory. We have to do that. But we have to use the different tools. I usually think about what is at the end more compulsory to us, science or conscience. Maybe we can meditate a lot about it. Science in one hand, conscience in other hand. When we see the tools that you all have iPads, iPhones, cell phones. We know that we learn how to use some fingers, and it's not conscious, it is science, because we are forced to use these fingers. To modify habits, we pay attention more to the science than to the conscience. I strongly believe that science and conscience have to be holding hands. If not, we can end with the universe, not only with the earth. We can provoke a lot of bad situations. Then I strongly believe that science is a tool. Technology is a tool. Innovation is a tool. And we have to work very hard to use those tools in a proper way. That's the reason that I feel that my role in my country and in other countries is work on education issues and to work strongly with teachers. Usually teachers are the last of the last in most of our countries. They don't have good salaries, they don't have the recognition. I'm not talking about university teachers, I'm talking about school teachers and high school teachers, especially in rural areas, in poor areas. We have to make them stronger, to transmit the values, because it's very important to talk about technology and how to communicate from this side of the world with other side, Tony, with the internet connections, with all the things. But I believe more in the contact eye to eye, listening the persons, listening what our sons and daughters want to, because if no, we are building a not human world. A world that can be managed by the big brother. I also want to share at last, because I know that we don't have all the time that usually we have to develop a kind of thesis, because it is an academic session, but we have other people waiting there. It's an academic session, and I don't have the time to read all what I prepared for this session, but I want to share another thought that has to be with the globalization. All of us talk about it. Globalization is a very important issue, because we think that we are global, because we use technology, we communicate, we know that finances are global, that climate change is global. But we also have to pay attention about local issues. Local is our religion, our gastronomy, our culture. Then local is our identity. If we mix, and I invite you to think in a new word, glocal, mixing global and local, glocal. If we act in that way, and you feel that we have our identities, that we respect the other identities, including religion, of course, that's a big issue nowadays. Most of wars are because of religious issues. Then we have to think with the local thoughts, with the local respect, and of course, we have to use the tools that the globalization gives us. Then think about the local world. I invite you to think in a local world, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, please. Ladies and gentlemen, you just listened to the brief speech by Madame, former President of the Republic of Ecuador. Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce to the forum the next honorable candidate for a doctorate degree. I would like honorably introduce His Excellency Gilzar Remy, former Gerard Remy, former Prime Minister of Nepal. Please step on the podium.
Namaste. That means President of the International American University and faculties of the university and the dignitaries of the associated members of the university, Excellencies, my friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today, at the very outset, I would like to express my sheer pleasure and happiness before this August conferment ceremony of honorary doctorate degree on business administration organized by the International American University. On this auspicious occasion, I would like to place on record my sincere gratitude to the Board of Trustees of IAU for its decision to confer honorary doctorate degree to me, evaluating contribution to the society. In the meantime, I would like to extend my warm greetings to all dignitaries present on this function with all best wishes for peace, progress, and prosperity. While addressing this ceremony, I would like to express my deep pleasure and privilege for the generosity of International American University, which has conferred honorary doctorate to me. I am definitely encouraged and motivated from this reward. However, I cannot say how much I have contributed to the society from my level. Nevertheless, one thing is sure that during my professional career as a judicial officer, judge, and chairman of the Council of Ministers, I always kept focusing on my objectives and priorities. It is hard to say that your contributions are seen not only by your deeds and performances, rather they are revealed from the result of those particular actions. It is also a matter of great joy and comfort to share before this special gathering that the contribution of educational institutions of USA has contributed a large for the generation of human resources in Nepal. In this regard, different universities have contributed through imparting knowledge and higher education to Nepalese students. Society today has become easier and accessible due to the advent of technological inventions and scientific development. However, at the same parallel, the sentimental aspect of human society has been neglected and human beings has become mechanical. It has caused people to become self-centered and ambitious, as a result of which emotional values, ethical aspects of society have been uncared. In this scenario, the more we are talking about service and ethics, it is equally important to know that how we can really contribute to the existing world of competition through the dissemination of moral values. It is indeed a logical question because at one side we have to depend on science technology and modern instruments for our daily needs. And contrary to that, we have to follow the spirituality and humanitarian doctrines too. Sometimes there is a rift between physical and metaphysical aspect, as spirituality goes with the lessons of ethics and values. However, science and technology sometimes may ignore moral and ethical aspect. In some of these situations, being modern and being moral becomes contradictory, and we need to harmonize them. In such situations, education from the universities like IAU will obviously contribute to the society for grasping ethical values. With these all background information, what I would like to say is that society in the present context has in the need of value-laden practices. In this sense, it is worth sharing that learning and preaching the moral and ethical values should be always at the center of our life. Despite having modern activities and being in the materialistic world, we can invigorate ourselves with the freshness of knowledge and the philosophy of humanity. The more we will be able to inculcate the values in our instinct, we will be eventually successful to guide ourselves with good character, sound behavior, and ethical values. At this level, let us always devote ourselves to our duty, service, and the goodness of others. Because once we will think of others, we do not need to think about ourselves as someone else will be thinking about us. Speaking to this enlightening ceremony, I am also excited to mention that service and humanity are the basic concepts on which the society is founded. Every spiritual aspect is guiding norms up for the better life and society. Hence, my commitment and campaign to the society is do good, be good, which I often reiterate in most of the cases. The statement is very simple, having general meaning, but its simplicity itself connotes greater significance to all of us. It can be said that we must always consider education as a basis for the transforming the society, but not only as a means for qualifying people for some lucrative job. With this conviction, once again I would like to express my thanks to the organizer, International American University, for its honor and conferment of the doctorate degree in business administration. I am indebted to the university for this prestigious award, and I express my strong commitment that the award will motivate and empower me for the better service to the people and the society in the days to come. We must have a belief that making an ideal society should be our goal, where we should try to ensure the widely accepted human conduct and moral values consisting the rule of behavior. Nevertheless, unless we have zeal and strong dedication, mere wish becomes futile. Once again, I take this privilege to express my thanks to IAU and all its members for the significant honor or invitation hospitality to me in USA. With my best wishes and greetings to all distinguished dignitaries for good health, peace, progress, and prosperity, I conclude my words here. Thank you for your kind attention.
gentlemen, we just listened to the speech by His Honorable, His Excellency, Prime Minister of Nepal. The final candidate for doctor degree grant by international American university today. We meet Nguyen Chanh, aka Tony Nguyen. He is the candidate based on the reason of his devotion to human rights and humanitarian activities. Please.
My dear International American University, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a speech right now, but I can share something. What I'm thinking today, what I'm sending a message from my heart. After April 1975, we lost our country. The communist government put me in jail. We escaped from prisoner camp after 11 months, and we ran to the jungle. We stayed in the jungle a couple of years. I have the second chance, the communist government they captured and they put me in jail again. Second time we escaped from jail. From 1982, we escaped from Vietnam by boat. We landed in the Philippines during the 7 days and nights in the ocean. The first country we landed in the Philippines, that's our princess today. I have 4 children. And today I have 6 grandchildren. My son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandchildren right now, staying in the door right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my dean, I'm very happy to accept the doctor degree today because my dean, he involved in the Vietnam War. The second gentleman, who is the Director of Foreign Affairs, Executive, the International American University, is Mr. Ryan Dong, who is a Vietnamese. Please stand up. Before April 30, 1979, I stayed in the jungle in border in Cameroon. It's my mission to bring the peace for Indochina. The peace operation instruction from U.S. government. Commander in former General Westmoreland. I'm staying in the jungle in 1997. 20 years ago, I received a letter from Harvard University. I talked to Mr. Newt, my assistant. I cannot go over there and pick it up and receive the honorable doctor degree from Harvard University, political science. I cannot get out of the jungle. I have to stay here in completion of my mission. That's why, until today, 20 years, after 20 years, today, I'm very happy to receive the doctor degree from International American University. Ladies and gentlemen, when I'm resettlement in my life, in my family in California, I'm a general contractor. I'm a civil engineer in my country before. We have the school in Little Saigon. We train a lot of students over here before. The second student in Cambodia in 1993. U.S. Ambassador Charlie Training. He worked side by side very closely with me, myself, in Cambodia to train for the Cambodia official people. After the Cambodia have a free election, the whole government and the country needs education. Everyone, every official, because the Cambodia is belong to communist regime before. Over 7,000 students in Cambodia, they following in the study in our school. From there until today, I'm a founder American Heritage College. Also, I'm a partner with the school. When we involved with the American Heritage College, everybody asked me, do you have a doctorate degree? We told them, we don't need a doctorate degree. But if we run the school, we don't have a doctorate degree. The student in public science and community, it's very difficult to convince them to trust our school. The first university we selected, and we willing and we working together. Also, today we honored to accept the doctorate degree from International American University, because the International University have 1,000 students right now on site. Wilshamuloa, near future in Orange County here. 1,000 students is a different nationality. Cambodian, Ecuador, Spanish, Nepal, India, Cambodia, Indochina. The International American University have an on-site and also have an online too. I would like to introduction our International American Heritage College with you ladies and gentlemen today. I'm proud and I'm very happy to accept the honor doctorate degree from the International American University. I hope in the near future, this university can help our community, also another community. Especially today, we received the doctorate degree from International American Heritage College with the Princess Maria Moore, with the Excellency the President, former President of Ecuador, with the Excellency the Prime Minister in Nepal. I'm very happy and I'm very happy to receive the doctor today with your school. One thing before I'm finished my speech. I hope in near future, 2018, 2020, the International American University have a lot of schools in Vietnam, in my country, to help our country to development for the young generation, next young generation, and also for our country near future. Thank you so much.
Please stand up and receive the flower, okay? Thank you very much. You get your flower.
Now, the most important, I would like to ask Dr. Ryan Don to
Take over the podium to direct the award of the PhD, the doctor program, doctor degree to all candidate students, please.
I'd like to call each candidate up, and if they can come up. one stage, and we will award them. Dr. Richard Gale will confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Business Administration. First person I'd like to call up is Princess Dr. Maria Moore Torres. The next candidate I'd like to call up is Double Doctor Rosalia Arteaga. The next candidate I'd like to call up is Dr. Tien Raj Dragni. Tony Nguyen.
Now I would like to ask all four newly awarded doctors. I would like to invite all four doctors up on the stage with the Dean of International American University, Dr. Ryan Don and Madame Don. Please come up on the stage. Now please all the doctors stand on the stage. Now I would like to ask the most vulnerable Tien to give a flower bouquet to Madame President of the Republic of Ecuador.
to ask Dr. Lê Phước Sang to be on the stage
and give a flower bouquet to the Honorable former
Prime Minister of Nepal.
I was found as president of Trao University and chairman of the Senate Committee in charge of culture, education, and youth. I'm very pleased to be here witnessing you, 5 of you, having received the doctorate degree honoris causa. Thank you very much.
Next, I would like
To ask Madame Randon to give
flower bouquet to Mr. Nguyen. No, I have to correct.
I ask Madame Randon to give the flower bouquet to Dr. Nguyen. Next, I would like to ask for Dr. Harriet
To come up to the stage and give a flower bouquet
to Princess
Maria Moore Torres. All right, next I would ask
for one of the community activists representing the
generation of Republic of Vietnam Army.
Colonel Lê Bác Hiếu to be on the stage and give a flower bouquet to the Dean of International American University.
All right, that concludes the flower bouquet hand.
And also the award degree. Now I would like to ask Dr. Ryan Dawn back on the podium for the
Ceremony of the cloth change.
Awardee, honorees, if you'd like to leave the stage. As we conclude this ceremony, I'd like to thank everybody here. Actually, candidates, doctor, honorees, if we can have you back on stage. One last time. Yes. The tassel should be on the right side. Currently, the tassel should be on the right side. And in customary fashion, we will pass the tassel over to the left side. On the count three. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 3. To signify the Thank you very much.
Thank you all for doctor, and thank you for the Dr. Dean of International American University. To continue on, I would like all the distinguished guests here give a very well welcome to Mr. Phat Bui, Mayor of the City of Garden Grove. Am I correct? And also his wife, Madame Phat. Also, I think that I would like to ask Mr. Phat Bui as a short speech and also have some his personal agenda right here, and I have not been notified on the program. Please, Mr. Phat Bui.
On behalf of the City of Garden Grove, I would like to welcome you all to our beautiful city, Garden Grove, the city of about 200,000 residents, and of which about close to 80,000 are Vietnamese Americans. Today, I have the honor to also welcome the international delegates, Princess Maria Amer Torres, former Prime Minister Cleo Raj Bagni, Honorable Stephen Golonzo Musioka, and former Ambassador Rosalia Arciaga, former President. It's a pleasure for the City of Garden Grove to have your presence here today, and we always applaud your efforts and your passion to stand up for human rights and for freedom. I think it is very important that we help all of those who are voiceless. We are people and leaders in the free world have the responsibility to be the voice of those who are voiceless. But we need to defend them. It is unbelievable that in this 21st century, we still have people being oppressed by dictators and by brutal government. And your passion and your works are very important to make sure that they will live in harmony, happiness, and in dignity. Thank you so much. Also on this day, I would like to, on behalf of the City of Garden Grove, present this certificate of appreciation for the work that the Vietnamese Nationalist Union Council has done on behalf of human rights and defending freedoms. I would like to ask the representative from the Vietnamese Nationalist Union Council to come forward.
Yeah, please, the honorable, the vulnerable Hòa thượng Thích Minh Tuyền, please. Thank you, Mr. Phat Bui, and thank you. And now, to conclude the ceremony today, I would like to ask Dr. Ryan Don and Madame Ryan Don to be on the podium, and Dr. Ryan Don will give the closing remark.
distinguished guests, honorees, Mayor Boyd, we would like to take time to thank everybody who made this event special, particularly my colleague Dr. Richard Gayer on stage here as well, and his lovely wife Jean Gayer back there.
And so our youth motto, if you read down here, shaping tomorrow's leaders today. That's the motto that we have for our students.
However, our distinguished honorees have showed us that they are the leaders that we need today. They've demonstrated this in their professional life, in their service, government and political lives, and all the different activities they've done in humanitarian acts and services. And so it is, although today they said they were honored to be conferred this award, it is actually International American University that is honored to be conferred the award for these honorees. So we'd like to conclude the ceremony, and we'd like to thank you very much for your time and being able to spend this special day with us. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the Honorable Doctorate degree presentation and ceremony today. Now at the time that we get personally acquired, please feel free to greeting the new doctors and get to know and to get to know the agenda of them to support them in the future. Thank you very much.
Và kế tiếp là chương trình buổi event tối nay bên ngoài trời từ 3 giờ bắt đầu. Chúng tôi xin mời tất cả quý vị bây giờ đến có thể là đến tham dự vào chương trình bắt đầu dưới. Xin mời tất cả cô con khách chúng ta có thể rời phòng họp này và trở